Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singer-songwriters and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest has been writing poetry and music since his early teens. He was able to form a band called the Survivorz, featuring the late and great Mike Palmer on lead guitar and his own son, Josh, on keyboards. He occasionally teamed up with his other son, Brandon, on drums, friends Bryon on bass guitar, and Garnet on acoustic. Later, he teamed up with his high school pal, Kyle, and formed the band Decay and the Retribution. In 2020, this artist began using the stage name Dusty Marcus. So, let's spill the tea with Dustin Simpson, professionally known as Dusty Marcus. Welcome, Dusty.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Dusty, we're going to go down this path one time only, because everybody will want to know why you change your name. Dustin Simpson is not a difficult name to pronounce, not like my last name, Wojciech, who nobody can spell. And it's easy to pronounce. Why did you feel necessary to change your name professionally in 2020?
Well, what happened in 2019, I had become ill and I'd been admitted, rushed to the hospital. And I had a total bowel blockage. It was not good. So the doctor said to me, you need to, make plans. They were going to operate, but he said that things usually don't look good in this kind of situation. And I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? That's my life? That's it?" And I felt like I was so ripped off, And so after I got better, I decided that at the end of my life, I would rather look back and say, "Yeah, I did that," than look back and say, "Well, I wish I'd have done that." So that's when I very, very seriously became involved in music. I became a solo artist, and here we are today.
And the new name for the stage, Dusty Marcus.
Yeah, my middle name is Mark, M-A-R-C. So it just Dusty Marcus. It just
So
kind of
it's not a stretch. It's not it's not a complete change of name where we see some singers, songwriters, and performers. They come up with a completely different name, or in the case of Prince, who came up with a symbol.
yeah.
So so you stayed within the realms of sanity, and and it wasn't a far
Somewhat.
stretch. Anyways, a great name for the stage. Let's talk about your busking, because you did some busking, and I'm always interested to know about the busking stories. You did your busking on the east coast of Canada in
Yeah.
St. John, New Brunswick. So tell us about that experience. How did you get involved in busking, and what was it like for you?
Well, we were on tour with what's called Rise Up TV. And it is a sort of a reality show that follows musicians sort of across the country, um, playing in different locations along the way, and all of the troubles and everything that goes along with touring. So this was sort of a East Coast tour, and we sort of had all met. We were at Long and McQuaid's. We were going in, and it wasn't open, so we kind of all gathered around and started playing there, and then we played again. We were at a like a dock that, and we were playing out there as well. We played some Tom Petty, Free Fallin', and it was, yeah, it was fantastic. We were at three or four different outdoor locations and playing. I loved it. And people stop and they look and they're taking pictures, and it's a lot of fun. And you get to tell them, there's a show tonight. Why don't you come out and join us? So it helps, right? People come out to the show.
What was the reception like with the people that were in the area?
Oh,
Did you feel awkward doing it? Were they nice? Were they receptive? And how was the money?
They were super nice. There was an incident, one of the shows, there'd been a fight that had happened out in the parking lot, and someone had called the police, and I thought, oh, here we go. And the police showed up, and it was the strangest thing. They they talked to them, and the one police officer that took one, and the other one took the other, and then they came back 10 minutes later, and they apologized to each other, and they apologized to everybody. And I thought, what kind of sorcery is this? This doesn't this doesn't happen where I live. I would have been arrested as a spectator. And it's just the people out there are just so, it's heartwarming to see, that they actually treat you like a human being. I'd never seen police act that way before. It was the strangest thing.
Only
So,
on the east coast of Canada. You did end up with a record deal or record contract with big records, Sony, The Orchard. How did you get a record deal? Many artists that are independent at the time, and I asked them, "Would you like a record deal?" They say, "Oh yeah, we'd love a record deal." How do you go about getting one?
well, I was looking for a manager, and I had ended up being in contact with Mark Rosner, and he is the head of Big Records. So he brought me in. Originally, actually, what happened is I'd sent my music. Now that I'm remembering, I sent my music to a bunch of different places, and there were originally it was Bentley Records had gotten in touch with me and wanted to bring me on board. So I was on board with them for a year, and then I switched over to Big Records. And yeah, so here we go. Um, but the best thing for musicians to do is to find somebody who can manage them, right? Um, and yeah, that's the best thing. And the business is completely different. You're not going to make millions of dollars um, anymore the way that it's set up now. You make a few bucks, but it's not like you're making millions of dollars.
So, what's the benefit of having that record deal for the benefit of some of the independent artists that are looking at it? What would you say this was the benefit? Maybe these are some things that now that I've gone through it, I would, say to you, watch out for this, or, beware of this in the contract, or make sure you do this kind of thing. What was your experience?
I found that it was a positive experience in that I have been there's been so many opportunities that have opened up. I've been on many different radio interviews and radio shows on the air and off the air, and I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have even known that you could do that. How do you do that? And having big records behind you, and they deal with a company called Jet Set Media, and they go out and they set up all these interviews. And also the benefit is when Rise Up TV, I would never have even known about it.
Mm.
And here I was, touring with some really great musicians. So and just the fellowship, meeting other musicians, getting to know how they do things, and it changes sort of how you do things, and it makes you a more savvy artist. The one thing to really watch out for, there are companies out there that will take your money and give you nothing in return, and that's what musicians need to really research the company before you sign anything, because they're going to get their percentage. So yeah, before you sign, always research, look up online, make sure everything is good, make sure there's no people that are saying, this is a total ripoff. Uh, you know what I mean? But musicians can, if they are looking at getting a deal, you can submit your music to big records, and they will definitely listen to it and go from there.
Let's get into one of the songs that Dusty wrote. This song was released in March of 2024 on Big Records, Sony, The Orchard. Dangerous is the first heavy rock song that Dusty has released. It was written by Dusty and Tim Steinruck while in Coquitlam, BC. So let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Dusty Marcus and his song, Dangerous.
I knew a girl, she was discreet, she took me in. Don't know her name or where she's from, was this a sin? She was a 5-alarm heart attack. She took it all, but I don't want it back. I knew a girl, I knew a girl, I knew a girl. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. She stole my soul. She's dangerous, 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 but I love her so. One night alone, thinking of her, I heard a noise. Who could it be? Smelled her perfume. I took her in. There was a 5-alarm heart attack. She took it all, but I don't want it back. I knew a girl, I knew a girl, I knew a girl. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. She stole my soul. She's dangerous, 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 but I love her so. But I love her so. I've lost all control. I don't even know. But I know. She's dangerous. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. She stole my soul. She's dangerous, 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 but I love her so. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. She stole my soul. She's dangerous, 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 but I love her so. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. She stole my soul.
That was Dangerous by Dusty Marcus. Dusty, what is that song about? The first line or the first verse might give it away when people listen to it, but what's your interpretation? What was the song about, and what was the inspiration behind the song? Was it a personal experience that you had?
It was not really a personal experience, but in a way, kind of in a way, it's about somebody who's in a relationship with someone who, where the relationship's very, very volatile. And, the physical aspect of the relationship is great, but the other stuff isn't so great. And so she's dangerous.
Is this the kind of girl that slashes your tires and boils a bunny in the pot on the stove?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. I think we've all dated one of those at one point in time or another. Dusty,
Yeah.
how do people find out more about your music? What's the website? What are the socials? Where can they go to find out more about you, your music, and where you are performing?
Go to dustymarcus.com, and that is where you'll find links to the music and links to everything that I do, upcoming stuff that I do. I do some charity shows that we do during the summer. So those will be coming up pretty soon. And yeah, so anything that's new will be on there. Also on YouTube. If you look up Dusty Marcus, there will be, I do a bunch of videos every week, just speaking to the audience about whatever's happening on that day. And so go out and get to know who I am.
And on Instagram and Facebook at Dusty Marcus Music. We have been in conversation with Dusty Marcus. Dusty, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Looking forward to next time.